You know how we get down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, check it out. This is the Heights of Gaming. We're going to be doing our Order of Chaos set review today. Just like to remind you guys that we do sell the box for $58.50, which is the cheapest price you can find online. And if anybody beats us, then we'll sell it for cheaper. So you can't go wrong ordering from us. Okay, so let's get on to our set review. Order of Chaos. It's hyped up to be the sequel to Invasion of Chaos. It's a good set, but it's not really. It's not Invasion of Chaos material. Sorry, guys. You should not be marketing it that way. You should just market it as a decent set. It is Chaos is back, which is pretty cool, but this is no return to that era of utter brokenness. It's a good set. The archetype monsters in this set, though, right, are the Insectors and the the Insectors and the Ninjas. And I just really don't think they're that great. They don't have a lot of strong special summon swarm ability, and they just don't have very good stats. They don't have very good attack power. Their combos are fragile, relying on the graveyard, and they can be easily interrupted through a timely Mystical Space Typhoon, a Effect Veiler, a DD Crow. There's a lot of things that can stop up these strategies from really working correctly. Yeah, and most of the cards that exist within them are better represented in other cards that are not as conditional, forcing you to use either Insectors or Ninjas. Cards like Thunder King Ryo, cards like, Snipe Hunter that just stand on their own, that don't really, or Dark Arm Dragon that don't really need specific cards to really make themselves work out correctly. So let's go on to this point. Let's take a look at exactly what's going on. Let's start off with, this is a site here called street.today.net. I think they're really good. I think that they have, pretty reliable spoilers of the sets. And, there are some differences here because they're posting up the Japanese information, and that's available before it's released in the US. So that's a nice little time walk effect that we get by being able to look at, these cards before they're released. So these cards are really non-players so far, just as they exist right now. Gagas, Go-Go-Go's, they're cute, but they just don't have enough supporting the archetype to really be any serious contender. Monsters that equip to each other are not good in a format with Heavy Storm and 3 Mystical Space Typhoons hanging around. And the pluses that they give you are not strong enough to really justify. A card like, the Beast, Horn Beast thing, that was good enough to run because it immediately got you, if you hit the opponent, you got the card back, so it replaced itself. However, these cards do not. And they do have some benefits where you can equip them from the graveyard, but it's just not enough. The Photons are interesting, a little bit underpowered, and they just don't have that strong enough swarm material to really be at the top tier of competitiveness. The real better cards are really from the previous set to this, which is the Photon Shockwave has the better Photon cards. These cards are just okay. Like an example of a card that is outshined or outclassed is Photon Crusher. A 4-star 2000 monster seems like a good thing. However, it turns to defense mode just like a Goblin Attack Force, and it is, the whole. And Goblin Attack Force has 2300 attack, so that's just better, in itself. Not only that, but it, it's cool that it's a light warrior, but you can't protect it using Honest and stuff like that. So it just doesn't have the same amount of goodness that another that other cards do from other sets, and this one is it works with photons, but it's just not enough to really make it something that's really interesting. You have these Armed Ninjas sets over here, which is reminiscent of the Fortune Lady series. The Armed Ninja Earth is really the good one, allowing you to special summon this card from your hand and easily get 5 stars to the field. However, a lot of the other 5 stars that allow you to do this, like like Big Piece Golem and Cyber Dragon, they also require your opponent to have a monster and you have no monsters. So once that happens, it's really no good because you can't special summon your second one, and then or you can't even normal summon it really, and then you really can't get your Exceed monster out. You could Synchro, that's still a possibility, just opening up more combos, so it's still a decent card. Insector Hornet is probably the best non-Exceed monster Insector in the set. It allows you to reuse the destruction effect by, this guy's only 3 stars and he's 500 attack, so he needs protection. You could equip an Insector from your graveyard or from your hand to him, and then destroy that card. Sack the card and then you can destroy a card on the field. This is very cool, but you know, it's as in terms of Raikou, right? At least Raikou will. It's cool because you get the effect now. So I guess you could compare this to a Raikou, right? And this one is reusable, by the way, so it's better than Raikou in that respect. However, it's worse than Raikou in that it does not mill cards to the graveyard. It needs cards to already exist in the graveyard to truly, really shine. And then after that, it's just going to get punched in the face. You know, you can only do it once per turn. It's also more vulnerable to a timely DD Crow. Things like that will not allow its effect to go off. And a Macrocosmos and things like that will just, you know, it's just a fragile combo, and I'm not really thrilled about it. A lot of these Inzectors have a recurring theme in which they're 3 stars, and then you can equip another Evolved, making it, you know, easy to get 6 stars to the field. And this is really, you know, a new thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because what happens is before they would give you broken cards like Dark Arm Dragon, which by itself would just be amazing, but now you need a couple cards to make it work, because this is obvious, people. You want to buy 1 card, or you want to buy 3 cards. Well, what does Konami want? They want you to buy 3 cards, so I'm not mad at that. You know, I have a store, I sell stuff, yeah. I'm down. Buy 3 cards, please. But, you know, this is just something that you should realize. You know, that's the way the game's going. So it can really help you understand, you know, the way, you know, it's just the obvious business sense for them to make this move. And, you know, I think that that's the future of the game. Okay, Wind Up Mouse. This card is just a rare, but it's one of the best cards in the set. I think it could really go to Secret or something like that. It allows you to special summon another Wind Up monster from your graveyard, and then you can exceed or do all kinds of really awesome things. The effect is not negated, as in terms of like other Wind Up cards, and so you can even get more effects off. It's really good. Here's a Wind Up Recruiter. These are very solid entries to the already strong Wind Up theme that exists. The Evoldos are really good. You know, you have a Recruiter over here that's just 1 star. You could fetch it with 1 for 1. Things like that. You could put more Evoldo, you know, those Evolders, Tiles, whatever, in the graveyard, and then we can power up your other combos and stuff like that. It's really good. These Masked Ninjas, not that compelling, honestly. These Familiar Dark Possessed, not that compelling. This Dark Sword seems interesting. However, he requires you in a straight Dark World deck. He doesn't really make sense because he's kind of like about getting a level 4 or higher light monster. He's kind of like an anti-light thing. So maybe he would be good in a deck that goes against fairies or something, like, you know, Dark World Fairy matchup. You know, if those fairies continue to do well, I could see definitely sliding this in. This would be pretty cool to suck up their their Archlord Christia. Yeah, that would be really painful for them. Oh, let me equip your Archlord Christia to my guy. That would be awesome. Okay, so we continue on these dragons, right? It's the Year of the Dragon. Before it was Year of the Rabbit, and you know, I really think that there's going to be a strong year for dragons in Yu-Gi-Oh. Here we have the this Exceed monster. We have to see exactly how the ruling is. You know, it needs 3 level 4s, but it says you can Exceed summon it by using just a number 39 Emperor Hope. So we'll have to see, you know, how easy it is to get our Hope, and then from there, CNO. I wonder if that means Chaos number 39. So if all you have to do is just you know, level it up on top of a 39 Hope, then it would be a definite include in any deck that runs Hope. But if it requires Hope plus 2 more 4-level star monsters, it's going to be a wreck. It's no good. But if it's just, you know, put this on top of the Hope, that's great. It's actually really, really good. Okay, so let's continue on down. These ninjas are not really that, you know, you're using 2 level 4s to make it 22, which is, you know, outshined clearly by Utopia, and then, you know, and the monster can attack twice spell phase. That's an okay effect, but it's just not good enough, you know. And most of these other monsters also suffer from the same problem. So what are the really good Xyz monsters? The really good Xyz monsters are the the wind-ups, which over here, you know, you could special summon another one allowing to swarm, or this Evolder Sword, which is probably the best one in the set, which says that when your opponent special summons a monster, you can remove XYZ monster material and then just destroy that card. So it's pretty much a solemn warning on a you know, on a monster. That's awesome. And Inzector is okay, but you know, they need too much support to really work correctly. Spells and traps, I might get to that in a later video. So you know, they're not as compelling as the ones from Photon Shockwave, but I'll just say that for the next video. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed so far.
You know how we get down? Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah, boy!